Now garden. I want it to be a biodiversified, gorgeous, fruit tree covered, the most colorful. I want there to be berries all over. Hey, gotta say hi to TikTok. She's a queen. I want it to be delicious, a smorgasbord, grazing. I don't want such a thing as stealing. No. How many of us go without? Don't eat the nutrient-packed, dense, mineral, and elevating sparkles for our body. We don't eat that because it's too expensive. Grows everywhere. Listen, we part of the project. We don't work. We live off $200 a month. Even we're not free. I'm talking about an addiction. I'm talking about an addiction to money. And the other one is government. And it's actually our addiction to shame and to violence. Money, it's the part of us that thinks that we gotta pay. It thinks that we owe, that we deserve, and some don't. It's a part of us that believes that we have to earn. Nah, that's an addiction to shame. I denounce money. Money, the most disgusting. It makes it so we don't know who we would actually date. No. Makes it so men who should not be with certain women are with those women. And the atrocities go on against the great mother, Mother Earth. She is our mother, and we love her. She is our beloved, and we are her beloved, yo. Unless you don't love your body, then maybe you don't feel it like I do. But if you really love yourself, then you definitely really love Earth. And you would never sell out. You would never cut the trees or watch the friends cut the trees. The reason I'm on the mic is look how much they cut the trees. These are micro ecosystems. Little trees. The reason I'm on the mic is look how much they cut the trees. These are micro ecosystems. Little dying through the sky. They're dying. I see past them. I have to see them. I'm not kidding you. That is what happens. And if you saw what I saw, do you know that there's squirrel traps over there? That they're killing the ground squirrels, and that in 2006 they gassed hundreds of holes, killing everything in the ground. Ecocide. And we are not like that. We are lovey-dovey. So don't act like. And we are not like that. We are lovey-dovey. So don't act like others are. My name is Vanessa Healer. I'm your friendly local neighborhood superhero, and I believe in you. You're meant to derive pleasure from what you do because you're meeting universal needs and bringing incredible positive change, and you do not charge. No, you don't. You give it away as a gift. You never charge some change, and you do not charge. No, you don't. You give it away as a gift. You never charge again. No, it's not true. You have to make your kid get forced to learn super. No, it's not true. You have to make your kid get forced to learn superfluous information all day, all with the same age. Because now all the kids are separated from you because you're an adult like me. But I know something is wrong. I know that I'm not supposed to live in a world without birds in the sky and bugs spatter on windshields, and there's not meant to be rows of cars on every single place I walk on, that there's a row of cars. We have created a stressful world. Look around. No, there's not. I love you, Queen. You're an amazing queen. Thank you for your support. Thank you for your support. Hey, you be nice. You don't beep at people. Woo-woo. Palestine. This is Santa Monica. Let us free ourselves. We cannot tell Israel to free Palestine. That is the third person freeing. We got to tell Palestine to free Palestine. Israel got to free Israel. And Santa Monica got to free Santa Monica. And what are we going to be free from? We're going to be free from government. We're going to get the boot off our neck. We're going to bring the fellowships together. And that also gets rid of our other addiction, money. Okay? No more world that emerges in scarcity, operates in separation, and what results is powerlessness. No. I will have nothing less than a high-tech, gorgeous, bodacious, beautiful heaven on earth. I want watering holes. I want watering holes that shoot up from the ground. I want geysers. I also want waterfalls. I want waterfalls that go down. I want bathable, drinkable, delicious, sparkling, clean, beautiful water. We did it ourselves. I'm Daisy the Venice Healer. I plant biodiversified food forests. Do you want to know something? I don't believe in a world where you don't get to have food unless you go buy it. It grows right here. And there is so much abundance that we can share. We don't have to charge to those in need and hold them hostage like, no, you don't get to eat unless you pay. No, you don't get to have a home unless you pay. Because in that world, the ones who are perceived to benefit are the mega wealthy, but they have way, 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 way more than what they need and way, way, way more power to get way, way, way more resources, and then atrocities are committed. This is literal insanity. It's a literal addiction. Look, she's still with me. I love you, Goddess. Thanks for staying with me. It is literal insanity. And if we keep doing the same thing over and over again, like money and government, doing the same thing over and over again, like money and government, the pillaging and conquering and never-ending wars. And what are the wars for? The control of resources and people. Global liberation means we're free. Global liberation means that we don't do that anymore. We don't do for sale. We're not for do. No. For do. No. That's not. And we are not free. Trust me, I know. They could take away your freedom. They could take away your kids. We are not free. It is under the duress of fear, punishment, and promise of award. Promise even that we just get our basic needs met or have safety or get to stay free. So I say we're not free. And I say that in a hopeful way because it's the most wild and free place I know. Wouldn't be on the mic like this unless I felt that you guys agreed with me, and I know you do. We all want to be free. We want a beautiful world with clean water. We all want to be free. We want a beautiful world with clean water. And they feed the bees, and every time you kill a field, that's a whole ecosystem. And if you monocrop and monospecies and make it all grass or all the same kind of bush or all this or all that, that's not lovey-dovey. We want to biodiversify. Yeah, we want to plant food everywhere. Because there's a lot of animals and I don't see a lot of food. And then you say things like, don't feed the animals, it disrupts the ecosystem. No, we already did that. There's lies right in front of our face. And we don't want to be mass controlled. We want a wild world. We are wild. And we want to be wild. We do not want this world. Could you imagine you're an alien and you know that you can't just go visit somewhere, you got to go through customs? Like, we don't get to say who visits our planet. We don't get to say who visits our country or who lives here. This is not our country. Earth is a living being, and we're here to take care of her. And whoever wants to go wherever they want, let them do that. Let them go where they want. No, there's no such thing as like a border. Those are lies. There are no rules or laws. I want to go off of our values, our universal needs. I want to go off things that are real. I don't want to go off rules and laws, things that are not real. No, I don't want to live lies. I don't want the addiction of money and power. I don't want it. Money is shame. Money says that I don't deserve or you don't deserve. And if I got a lot and you're suffering, I suffer too. I don't want that world, and I guarantee you, at the root of the atrocities, you will find money. So let us live in a world where we trust each other, where we build connection, where we don't have to be right. Who cares about being right? It's not good enough to be right. We gotta care about each other. We gotta meet needs together. And that's why I'm going to the courthouse. Oh, yeah! 'Cause I don't believe in rules or laws. I'm going to the courthouse. Yo! That's what's up. They're my super squad. I'm going to free them, you know? That judge, I saw him up there. And the goddess too. And they were like, looking down at you. I would much rather relate to you at your level like a goddess. I could see it in her eyes. She was like, you're a goddess. And I told her, I was like, look, Judge, I don't believe in judging. I believe that you are just like me and I am just like you. And that we are meant to learn from each other. And since I don't know you, I don't know why you're here with me. Because I got a tribe. I've got my community in Venice Beach, in Santa Monica, and it's not as deep and connected and interdependent as I would like, and I feel pretty lonely. And I know that you guys do too. I know you feel lonely just like me, because you're probably just walking around by yourself just like me, shredding the sled by myself. And if you're going to school and you're a student, you better believe you're going to be separated from your best friend. Oh yeah, you're going to be alone. Just like me. You're just like me. No. I don't want to talk to you. Please do not look at me. Hey! No. Making me uncomfortable. I don't want you staring at me. I'm not doing a speech for you. I'm doing it for them. These are my best friends. No, it's not funny. Making me feel all weird. Try and pour my heart out. Making me feel all weird. Weirdo. Where are the goddesses? Where's the women and children? Have you guys seen any women or children? Weird. Why is it all gross men? Where's all the women and children? Oh, who are these cutie pies? Who's lovable? You're so cute. Hi. Good to see you guys. Hey, who's lovable? Who's lovable? Yeah. I know all of you are. All right, group hug. Come on. You can do it from there. Just do this. You gotta air hug yourself. That's a group hug. To go torture them immediately. They're too lovable. All right, bye, you guys. Okay. I ordered 87 level 10 mega muscle hunks. They're on their way. They're going to be bulldozing this. Oh, I can't wait. They're going to use their giant muscles. And we're going to have a biodiversified food forest and a lagoon and a river. And don't worry, like, we're going to have like tiki huts and stuff. None of this courthouse. No. That is not fun. We will definitely expand the garden. Yes. Oh, tangerine flowers. Gorgeous. It will be a lavish, abundant, beautiful, bodacious, gorgeous, colorful, delightful, delicious food forest. It'll be florific. And we will flounce and dance. Makes me feel so lovable. You know, I just imagine all those people who believe that they have to pay. And they go to the grocery store. And there's all kinds of stuff that they need. I met a woman in jail. She was arrested because she took Sensodyne toothpaste, and that was all she needed, and it's expensive. So she took like several because she doesn't want to run out. She's got other old lady friends who got, so she took a whole bunch. Judge wants her to do 45 days in jail for distributed because she want to give it to her old people friends. What? Why are you gonna lock up Maria, yo? She's 76 years old. Why are you gonna separate my kids? Huh? What's wrong with you? Telling my kids they can't see me till they're 18? You know, the person that you guys put them with is suicidal, because that's what my family's like, yo. They're abusive. And I had to do a lot of work. I had to learn not to hit. I had to learn to be sober from drugs and alcohol. I had to learn all kinds of stuff. I will be celebrating 8 years sober, August 2nd, 2018. That is my sober birthday. And I got ridden hard in the systems after my sober birthday because I realized, dang, it's not drugs and alcohol that are the addiction. It's not men, and it's money and power. And what is power? Power is the part of me that's violent and wants to control. That is what it is. That is how it has manifested grandly. And the government will never stop pillaging and conquering unless we love it up. All right? We don't give our energy to it. We love ourselves up, and we say no more government. We love the world up. We say no more money, because every atrocity can be related to money. Because guess what? I remember when Daisy had money, and I was gonna buy this land, and you buy the land in West Virginia, and then you cut all the trees down and you deforest, and then you sell that to a logging company, and then you sell the land to a developer. And then if it's planned out with, like, I knew how to make money, but some stuff is evil. Like, you don't do that kind of stuff. But if you want to make a lot of money, then you're going to exploit the great mother. You're going to exploit life. If you want the big dollar, you're going to get the big boot. And I say tickle torture. Tickle, tickle. I say love-evolution. I say love tornado. I say plant vegetables and flowers and gardens everywhere and let them explode. It's not true that the bugs are pests because they eat our food. There is enough. And the birds will eat the bugs. And if you spray pesticides, you poison the brothers and the sister birds. All right? You don't just poison bugs. You also poison ourselves. All right? So that's why you get a tickle torture. You think that you gotta go to work No. You don't gotta go to work. You're a lovable Duba Scoop. How dare you? I want you to say it with me. I'm a lovable Doobadoodle. And I'm gonna love myself. How dare you be bored? I want you to say it. From now on, I will create from energies of love. I will create because it creates incredible positive change in the world the way that I want. And I feel inspired. And I want you to repeat after me, because your addiction to money is your addiction to shame. Be like, I'm not going to do anything out of fear of punishment. That's the government. And I'm not going to do anything out of shame. And that means that you think that you don't deserve to have a home to live in unless you pay. That is not true. We all lay claim to the Great Mother. No one can sell a home to you. That is not true. Same thing with the food. You don't owe. Okay? You're divinely meant to thrive. And we are all divine, and that's the truth. And if you're gonna be bored, you're gonna get a tickle torture. Tingle, tingle. Alright, fine, I'll chase you. Get over here. You're too lovable. I will get you. You're too cute. There's incredible positive change you're here to bring, and it's never standing in line. You do not pay. You take what you need, not more, not less. And guess what? Your eyes are bigger than your belly, because you're a generous Duba Scoop. You're supposed to be giving it away. Give me some snacks right now. Do you have any snacks? Okay, good. That's because you took a little more than what you needed, because your eyes are bigger than your belly. Trust me, I do this myself. Not only that, we are meant to be together. We're meant to snuggle a lot. Many problems are solved by snuggling, not by talking. Snuggling. Many who are violent, there is an absence of snuggle or an absence of universal needs. So the opposite of government and violence, the opposite is snuggling and collaborating to meet universal needs and make decisions together. Because let's face it, there's no such thing as a crime. No, there's not. We have incredible technology. It's being suppressed for the war machine, but not anymore. We're all gonna have incredibly fast travel. We're literally gonna go in flying saucers. It's not like a flying car is $1 million. That's not true. No more war. We all get the flying car service, okay? No, we end the war machine, we get the flying car service. You don't think that if we take all the resources from war, we're gonna have flying cars? Huh? Tickle torture them right now. Of course, there's enough for us to have a flying car service. We should be living the good life. We Santa Monica, wild and free. Come on, let's liberate ourselves. Let's free ourselves. How many of you been done dirty? How many of you sick and tired of the money? How many of you get scared and you have nightmares about being locked up? Oh, that shit sucks. Oh, I hate it. No one should have to go through that. How many of you go through stuff you should never have to go through? Huh? Think about how much pain you're in. You wouldn't even be in that pain if it weren't for government and money. So tickle torture, and don't you dare enemy image. You're a Duba Scoop. You're more powerful than that. And your power is not in your violence. That's why you tickle torture and wrestle, okay? Same exact thing. You don't do it when you're angry, because then you're going to do it hard and you're going to hurt them. So you don't do like an angry tickle torture that hurts. You wait till you really feel playful and you discharge your anger in the most delicious way that you have ever done. We will all tickle torture. First, you gotta tickle torture the judge, because seriously, I feel bad. They've been judging all day, yesterday and the day before. Now they're getting ready to judge all day today. You do not judge. Like, what attachment style is a judger? I think that's a disorganized attachment style. All right, we don't disorganize attachment style each other. We don't judge each other. No, we don't. So you go in there and be like, no, this isn't disorganized attachment style. I like to have a securely attachment style. And it's a secured attachment style, but I like saying securely. A securely attachment style Dubascoon would never, ever, ever judge. Look, someone put an acorn gift next to the blueberry bush. Wow. So lovable. You guys, I have yoga at 9:30 and it's just a couple blocks away. So you guys got me at least for an hour. I'm not gonna stop. Don't stop. Daisy doesn't. Daisy been coming for 6 years. Thank you guys for tilling the land and getting it ready for Daisy to do we're gonna say love tornado. We're not gonna use words like bomb and we don't want words like gun. There's no love missile. We're not gonna say that. We're gonna say like send elevating love energies. Send heart amplifying sparkle love. Hello, crows. Look at this. It's like a love shrine. This is a love shrine. Do you want to know the thing about love? Love is never ending. Love is kind of like a flower. Yesterday I was so sad. I was even thinking about this flower today. I watched one of my beautiful flowers get snapped all the way down to the base. They were snapdragons. There's these 2 long stems that both got snapped off. And it hurt me so bad. I just thought, oh, my flower. And I was thinking about that flower, but that flower is just like love. Love is the energy of life. The opposite energy of life is violence and shame. Government and market economy represent violence and shame. Everything you ever felt stressed about probably was tied back to something having to do with those things. And I say that if we live in our nature and we have a big abundance, not just of other humans, but of other creatures, and we see megafauna and little animals, and we live in an ecosystem, because no animal is meant to just take over the whole entire ecosystem like we would do and destroy all the watering holes and cut down there's certain things that we're doing that we don't even realize is going on, like cutting all of the trees. Well, all of the dead tree at the bottom, those are tiny ecosystems, and rodents and birds live in there. So the rodents and birds are still here, but most of them are gone because the babies will get blown away whenever there's wind, and the branches are more likely to break because we cut down all the branches. And this is done to actually stop the nesting the city has acknowledged. So do we want that? Like, think about it. If we stop the war machine, which means if we stop the government, think of all of the truths that will come out, because all of our religions and histories have been edited. Like the history of Africans and the Moors, how white people were scared of bathing and Africans came over and introduced bathhouses while we were burning books. They were translating Plato. And we try to act like they're behind us. Africa's the motherland. What are you talking about? That's like where humanity started. How are you going to think that Europeans are ahead? And why is it a race? Why is someone ahead, not ahead? And why has our history been edited? And as long as we have government and schools and curriculums trying to teach us, hey, we want you to like us. And these are our rules and laws. We want to make sure that you follow them. And go vote. Because what you say matters. Just write it on this little card. Right? That's like a pretty good scheme to mass program everyone. And that's what the king said too. In exchange, you have access. Mass program everyone. And that's what the king said too. In exchange, you have access to. And that's not good enough. That's selling out because while the king is like, and I know we don't got a king, okay? But theoretically speaking, our city's like, oh yeah, you get access to the roads and you get access to 911. Well, we don't really need you guys. Like, how about, because by the way, the government is us. The market economy is us. There's no us in that. There's no enemy imaging. This is a love-based revolution. There is no protesting. There is no nonviolence because we don't want to be boring or annoying and then someone will do violence to us. But nonviolence means we don't do it back. But love means you magically know how to dodge, twirl, duck. It doesn't really hurt. Like, love is so powerful. I promise you. And this is where we could get on the mic. Daisy cannot go get on the mic other places. No. Even like, I want to go to OC. Forget about it. I don't go to OC. I go to Santa Monica and I go to Venice Beach. And I love you guys. And I live right down the street over here a couple blocks away. And I've been coming into this courthouse to see my doobadoodles. And I love you guys. You're empathetic angels. And you show up on people's worst day because you care. And you are just like us, an expression of us, because you are us. And you're always doing exactly what we would do, responding in violent ways, just like we would. Because let's face it, the way that we are raised is violent. The way that our system is violent. Trust me, I've been through mental health systems and the court systems, and they're violent. And what I'm calling on us to do is for us to say, just like an alcoholic that is addicted, like, look at what money and government has done. Look at how bored and separated we are. Look at the condition of the earth and how the war machine will never stop. This is an addiction. And so we say the jig is up. Step one, we are done. No more market economy and government. And that means, you want to know something? Maybe there's like a system where there is a market economy and people can do that and play that. But most of us do the fellowships. And what's the fellowships? That's where the creating and the learning and the teaching and the giving and the receiving happens. So instead of having a store where you gotta pay to receive and then you gotta be bored all day because someone's paying you to give, then you're not going to do that anymore because that's boring. And then the learning and teaching is done boring too because that's over here, and either it's forced and it's reverse slavery because every child's seat is paid for. You don't go to school, school gets doxed every day. You're not there. They tally it up and they charge per day, per kid, per seat if they're not in first period, and the school gets doxed, so they're going to send the 5-0. And you don't pay, then you're going to go into a program. And that's how it works with the big people too. If you do not work and you end up outside eating at the trash can, well, you're going to get in a program. So you don't pay, now we're going to pay for you. Here, you get $220 a month. If you could do 87 interviews, you might get Social Security. security, or what's that called, disability too. And then you could not live off $220 a month, which by the way, then your rent's $56 a month because it's 25% of your income. Ask me how I know. They will give you a caseworker. They will make all of your appointments for you, drive you to your appointments. They will give you a therapist too. They will give you a life skills worker. Oh, dang, you in a program. And the more resources you do, the more money they make, the more they like you. So go ahead and ask for it. They love it. They love you because you in a program. And as long as you are working the program or in a program, everyone's happy. But what about the ones of us that are like, no, like this isn't enough. Like, doesn't that feel like slavery? Doesn't it? Yeah, I'm pretty sure we're in slavery. This is slavery, you guys.
I'm Shiva Rasta.
No, Shiva Rasta. Stop. Be quiet, Shiva. A love-based revolution is the only thing that works, and that literally means I have to care about you. I have to love you. And if I don't have capacity, then I turn that energy around. I care about myself. I give myself empathy. I tell myself, of course, Darlene, you make sense. Tell me more. And if I have an empathy buddy, I call them, but sometimes I could process this and do it on my own because it's as if those others are there with me, and that's how deeply connected we are. And I want these types of interdependent relationships. It's called a universal needs-based system instead of the punishment and reward system. And the punishment system is if you are not doing what you're supposed to do in the system, you're going to get punished. And we're going to punish you and punish you and punish you. And if you don't shape up, then we'll put you in a program. Or we'll lock you up. Then you'll just you will be in jail, and many of your universal needs will go unmet, and it'll be kind of like we forgot about you, except you forgot about all of the Duba Scoops. They're so sweet. I love them so much. I'm talking about the jailers. Oh, those are the best people in the world. They live with us in jail. I don't care how grumpy and mean they are, yo. I would be the same way. Thank you for being with me in jail. Who the heck wants to spend all of their waking hours almost in jail when they don't have to be? What? Are you kidding me? We're punishing people just to punish people. And I guarantee you, if we didn't lock up cute little animals, and by the way, every animal that you eat that's not wild, and I don't know if you know where to get wild meat, but please tell me if you do. Because guess what? When I tell you what I'm about to tell you, you're going to be so sad, dude. Listen to me. No baby animal gets any snuggles ever. Think about what I just said. No baby animal gets any snuggles ever with anyone. I'm talking about a world of isolation with not just no other animals of their kind, like no other companions, except hundreds or thousands or however many of the same exact age of their kind. And imagine how terrifying that is, living in a world of all babies like you, and then some alien comes over to feed you the same mush and water just to fatten you up and eat you. And there's a part of you that knows that this is what is happening. I guarantee you that the animals know exactly what we are doing. They're not stupid. Okay? They know that we're just fattening them up because we want to eat them. That's not cool. All right? Imagine living that life. How terrifying. And I'm just letting you know this because we're powerful. And letting us know, because as long as we choose to be born, as long as we choose to allow ourselves to be in these systems, and you're probably like, what are you talking about? How do I not use money? And that is why step 2 is you sit in the space of not knowing what to do. That's right, you gotta spend some time being flabbergasted. You gotta spend some time not knowing what to do and actually not doing anything. That's right. Because you've been programmed for so long, and you've been told to just, we want you kids to be be obedient, and just the best thing you can do is do not ask why, just do what I say. And you're just like, okay, and then you learn early on that if you want to get good treatment and respect, because love is conditional, and if you don't want to be publicly humiliated, you just better blindly do what others say. And if you ask a question, it better not go against authority. And we are curious and creative and bewildered and questioning. It is not of our nature to be obedient. Thank God. Thank God that we suffer when we're enslaved. I'm so happy. I'm so happy that our body rejects it, that we come up with illness and that stress does these things to us, because these are messages and this is wisdom. And this is the age. I want to tell you the Word of God. The Word of God is not in a book. No, you're not going to convert me. I'll tell you the Word of God. Because the Word of God's talking to you right now. The Word of God is your body sensations. And I want you to think about that. If you don't think that the Word of God is your body sensations and also your biofield, the energies in motion moving around you, because you could feel me and I could feel you. You could feel how I feel. You could literally see in my body, hear in the change in my voice. If I feel happy, if I feel angry, you know how I feel because you could feel me, and that's God. It's a universal, undeniable, non-controversial element of conversation that unites us. It's the Word of God, our body sensations, our feelings, and our universal needs. Those three things. And every behavior, it's not a crime. It's not against the law or in the law. I don't believe in that, and I don't live law. I don't live lies, and laws are lies. Because every behavior is a strategy to meet a need. And I guarantee you, if you look at a so-called crime or a behavior, like if a lot of people go to jail just for taking stuff that's not theirs. If you look, you're going to find abuse, you're going to find isolation, you're going to find addiction, you might find scarcity in different ways. If you just start to meet universal needs, and you just start to give this person their need for belonging, their need for trust and connection, and basic resources like clean new clothes or food that's nutrient dense and packed, because maybe they don't even know about nutrition because they've never had an opportunity to enjoy nutrient dense foods, because those are not available to this class of human. And let me tell you something. If two people go to a restaurant and leave without paying, that's not classless. That, in the way that people say it, it's not classless. Like, if you're classy, like that's a good thing. Like classy is like you shiny, right? And you're eloquent, and the things you do are classy. If someone leaves and doesn't pay, that's authentic. All right, it's not classy, it's authentic. Classless is, instead of someone eating in a restaurant and having the good life with the good food, and then someone else eating out of the trash can, the person would never eat out of the trash can. In fact, there wouldn't be a trash can, because in the world I'm talking about, everything that we gave back would be a gift, and we wouldn't have trash. But the same restaurant I'm telling you about, and the same trash can that gets eaten out of, those are not of the same, because the restaurants, they lock up their trash because they know that homeless people are going to be wanting the good trash, and they purposefully lock it up so that you cannot break in. They treat their trash like gold because they know how good it is. Like these delicious 5-star restaurants, people would just go in the trash and eat it. And instead they are eating out of the dirty city trash cans. So like, this is not a world of love and togetherness that we want. And if we just simply look at it like an addiction, not with shame, because then we're back to doing the same old thing. And we don't want an enemy image. We're not protesting. That drains everyone's energy. No one likes it. Instead, we're going to just be curious. We're going to spend time not knowing, crying buckets of tears because we didn't know what to do. And then we're going to be curious and be like, well, what will work? So So if I don't want a dirty trash dump planet, what do I want? I want clean water. And then I found out there's hot springs right here in Brentwood. Did you know that? We got a river here, a river there. Got all kinds of rivers here. It's not true. It's a desert. It's not true. There was citrus trees all over and food forests. And this land is very, very sacred if you actually learn about it. And we got geysers, water shooting up from the ground, water coming down. We got water going all directions, speeds and temperatures right here. I'm pretty sure we're in a high-tech heaven on earth if we want to be. And I'm literally on the mic because I want you to visualize, like, what if we end the war machine? Would we all immediately get the flying car technology service? Like, why are we having to pay for transportation? Why are we having to worry about moving violations? Like, how many police? We don't need police either. How about a love force? How about a call to love? No more 911, no more calls, only a call to love, only meeting universal needs. And then everyone will be delighted because they know when the love enforcers come that they're going to be doing their work. And it could be empathy, it could be a hug, it's whatever they're needing in the moment. And we all have the same universal needs. And that is where we meet. You do not punish behaviors and then withhold needs. That's what we do now. Like Maria, my friend I told you about, who I met while I was in jail, 76 years old. That's not cool, dude. She was just taking some Sensodyne. And they want to lock her up for 45 days saying that she was taking it to distribute it. Are you kidding me? We don't do that. We don't do that to the elders. You give that woman some more Sensodyne, okay? If she's going to be taking the Sensodyne, you give her 10 boxes of Sensodyne. How dare you lock up Maria? Do you know how stressed out and upset she was? Do you know that she was kept up all night? And how many times did you take her blood pressure? And how could you treat an elder like that? She had nowhere to lie down that was clean. And it is a very, very stressful thing to be arrested. People die because of stress. Just like the wolf that we had to put a collar on. LA County hasn't seen wolves in over 100 years. And now we got wolves and you guys had to put collars on them. So they do it to 5, and the 6th wolf, they killed her. It was a young female, and she stressed herself to death. Why'd you have to do it, LA? Huh? If you want to love the animals, you make friends with them. You don't do that, right? You make friends with them. There's people who do it all the time. You don't go over there like you own shit, like tranquilizing them. No. You use the most amount of love and care and kindness. It takes time to have a relationship and build trust. You don't just go in guns blazing and then collar my female wolf. You don't do that. My brothers and sisters. And why are we doing it? Because it was done to us, not because we're bad. Stop it right now. And you get over here. You're so cute. You're gonna get a tickle torture. You're the most lovable Duba Scoop ever. In the new world, we're not gonna shame each other. We're not gonna try to like use our words to cut each other down, because guess what? Whatever I do to you, whatever I say to you, I do it and I say it to myself. And I promise you, any cut down that I could come up with to hurt you is true about me too. I guarantee you. And that is the same with all of us. And I want us to not judge each other and punish each other. That's a stage of development that we've gone through. And that was a delicious learning time where we got to see what it's like to like be all violent and controlling. Like, oh, you guys are so terrible. No, we are not. You bombed us. Oh yeah, we could do more than that. Like, no, this is not compassionate communication. And AI would tell you that you have a disorganized attachment style. Like, you are very attacky, and if you look at the behaviors of our government, a lot of it is like when there's a rupture, there's no repair work. And because there's no repair work, then they just continue to attack. And then as they attack, they take control over resources and people. And they either exert or give power. This is an addiction. There's no news. There's no laws. There's no borders. Like, this is literally an addiction. It's a story. And we can make a new story. Our story doesn't have to be that we are workers here to produce and acquire property and title. Like, that doesn't have to be our story. Our story could be something different. Like, we are in a state of interbeingness. We are one organism together. And we need each other. We need all of life. And all of life is divine. The bugs are divine. It's not true that they are pests. And same with the animals. It's not true that you can own, and instead, we belong to each other. We could change our story. I could go on. We could live truths. And it would feel wonderful, and we would all feel it in our body. Once it was said, we would say, this is our truth. And we would say, yes. And then some of us would say, oh my goodness, this is going to take trust. Yes, it is. It's going to take trust. And guess what? We might leave ourselves vulnerable. Like, oh my goodness, someone might get hurt. I know. I'm not talking about utopia with no violence. I didn't say that. I didn't say that at all. I said that it's a world of learning and growing together, a world that operates in togetherness, not in separation, a world that emerges in abundance, not a world that emerges in scarcity, a world that is vibrant and colorful and beautiful and delicious and bodacious and is a walking, grazing food forest, complete with amazing, mystical, magical, fun watering holes, including watering slides. We could create them, you guys. We could make lagoons and rivers everywhere, and we could get the roads out of here, except for skateboarding and biking and stuff like that. And all of our cars will obviously be in the skies, because obviously we are in the age of the Jetsons. I'm telling you, I'm talking about global liberation where information and technology is free and incredible secrets come out. Can you imagine everything our government's keeping from us? Like, no one is talking about when Congress was talking to people about living aliens and dead aliens and their spaceships, and all of them are in government possession. No one's talking about that. Everyone wants to talk about how men are perverts and they're with women who say no, but they give them money. Like, we already know that. But what about the aliens? We don't know about that. Could we talk about that? And how do I know we already know? I'm one of those little girls, okay? I'm one of those little girls, and she gets triggered anytime she walks down the street. And it's only men. It's only men looking with their eyes. Especially in the early morning hours, it's only guys, and I'm just like, ugh. And then they look at you for way too long in that certain way, and you're just like, ugh. It's my skin crawling all over again. And that doesn't happen unless there's a world that emerges in scarcity and operates in separation. That does not happen ever. In a world of togetherness, in a world of abundance, that is of our nature. That is the world that we are here for. A wonderful world where all of us get to thrive, where there is no longer any resistance in giving and receiving and learning and teaching and creating. How many things would you love to learn, but you don't have money because you need to be able to blah, blah, blah. And there's not enough money. Like, how many things do you want to learn? Do you want to do? Do you want to teach? Do you want to create? And there is not meant to be resistance in it, because there is way more than enough abundance for all of us to be able to do whatever we want, because we can only do so many things at a time. So we should be able to do whatever we want. And we should never, ever, ever be bored. And if we are bored, we need a tickle torture. We need someone to tickle torture us. We need to wake up and stop being workers and be superheroes. All of you love Jesus so much. You're Jesus. You're God. But if you love Jesus so much, why are you working? Huh? You think God's outside of you? you're God. But if you love Jesus so much, you want to know what Jesus said? Jesus would walk around. He'd take the food. They'd say, hey, you take it from the farmer. He'd say, yeah. The farmer does not own. We belong to each other. Jesus was like, eat the delicious food. Eat it. It's good for you. That's what he said. He didn't say, no, starve. Like, don't eat because we can't pay him. Here, we'll leave some money for him under this clover. Nah, Jesus was like, eat that. That's delicious. All right? I don't want any of my brothers or sisters to go without. I don't want anyone to be hungry. I don't want anyone to be homeless. No, it is not true that there is such a thing as deserve, and if you don't pay, you don't deserve. That is not true. We are all meant to thrive, and there is enough for everyone to have a house. It's not a game. It's not the game Chairs where there's not enough houses for everyone, and you have to race to be able to get one of the available houses. That's not true. So why are there homeless? And that's why you get a tickle torture. Okay, because we live in a world where we could literally free ourselves. I want you to think about how money is an addiction. It's an addiction to pain. It's addiction to shame. It's addiction to not trusting. It's addiction to thinking that you don't belong and that and the gifts that you bring and the energies that you bring are not enough, that you have to go pay and you have to go earn. It's not true. You are meant to thrive lavishly in abundance. You are meant to be surrounded by bodacious beauty all the time. You are meant to eat from the great mother. She is a queen. She is divine. She is our mom. Don't just call her Earth. She's the great mama. I love her so much. She feeds us. She bathes us. We're dirty, toxic, nasty, meanie heads. And she's like, here, have dandelions. They're the most detoxing flower in the world. She loves us. No matter what we do, she takes care of us. Now we take care of her. Look at these poor crows looking for food. There's no food here, crows. These humans are not thinking about you because you don't have money. So your needs apparently don't matter. But Daisy's on the mic now. Hold my love juice. It's actually coffee. I was trying to think of something. I do not drink beer or any other alcohol. I do not put toxins in my body. And because everything I put in my body is gradually more loving and healing, I feel incredible. And now it's not just about like, don't do this or don't do this. I listen to my gut and I end up living a winner's lifestyle with amazing nutrients. I don't let things like money get in my way. I also don't believe in rules or laws. That's why I don't drive. Because if you're not going to follow rules and laws, you probably shouldn't drive. So I don't. I love getting driven around on Busland and Train World. I love it so much, except for the part where they act like you gotta pay. All right, I got a tap card. I could pay. It's fine. I got these, I could tap. But what about my friends who don't have a tap card? I want everyone to be able to travel because travel is a universal need. And if you literally tell someone you don't get to ride the train, you don't get to go home, you don't have money, you go nowhere, that is not okay. Because I bought the wrong train ticket, I had to wait an extra 2 hours in the hot sun. Do you know that could kill some of us? I don't want to live in that world. Not when we can create a really magical, fun world And we're lovable. I'm saying nothing bad about us. Of course, we've been behaving the way we do. Even when I was talking about you judges not judging, you guys are lovable kings and queens too. And of course you're judging. There's a little part of me that wants to judge too. So I got to look at that and heal that in myself. And if your stage of judging is you're literally up on a judge bench and you're like, I'm going to make it my life to judge. Like, that's okay. But I want you to know that's pretty violent. Judging people like that all day, that's pretty violent. And that's going to come out in your health. And you are meant to relate to others as subjectivities at their level, because I'm really worried about what it's like for you to be judging all day. That must be awful. Like doling out punishment, like we're going to take away your freedom. You're going to live in a dirty, dark cell with horrible, terrible, disgusting food. And people are going to be coming off hard drugs, and some of them will be really violent, and you're going to have nothing but empty time and boredom and depression for, let's see how many, are you kidding me? Stop it right now. That is so violent and awful. Like, I literally cannot with you. No. You do not judge. You do not separate families. No judging. That's right, white man. White men need to be quiet and listen. Okay? No judging and punishing, because I don't do anything out of fear of a punishment. I'm a goddess. I'm a goddess. I don't do it because someone's gonna pay me. I know exactly who wanna pay me. I know exactly who wants to pay me, and I'm not for sale. Okay? And then what other women gotta be alone with you because you wanna pay? Nah, I don't do that. I don't do it out of a promise of a reward or a fear of a punishment. No matter what. And that's an addiction. And I'm gonna call it out because you guys are making the planet motherfucking dirty simply by being available. Just like every time an alcoholic touches lips to a bottle, that money and power gotta go. You get the boot off my neck and you get my kids' names on your lips. You say them. Dylan, Rose, and Chris. Dylan, Rose, and Chris, those are my kids. In almost 8 years, I've been kept from them. The courts are used like a weapon. And you want to know something? It's been a journey of love. It's been a journey of learning that we are here to love each other. That no, there's no bad government or bad market economy. No, this is the part of us that it's addicted and hurt and feels shame and like we deserve or gotta owe or gotta pay. And that's not true. And these are lies, and they hurt us when we live them. And instead, I want to live true. I don't like lies, I don't live them. I want to live true, because it's going to make me feel ecstasy. Because the world is beautiful. It's not true that it's ugly and scary and filled with scarcity. I'm going to live the truth. I'm not going to live lies. And I'ma tell you guys, this is addiction. It is. It's addiction to money and addiction to power. I don't believe in borders. I don't want to hear you say ice out. I want you to say, I'm free. Let's free ourselves. We are not free. Unless everything is free, we are not free. And if you're like, what are you talking about? We have to pay. It is not true. The world is actually meant to emerge in abundance. That is the way. It is not meant to emerge in scarcity. There's not meant to be manufactured scarcity everywhere. There is enough food to feed the whole entire planet. I want this whole entire lawn to be a big biodiversified food forest. I want us to get the cars off of the ground. I want transportation to be free so that all of us can go wherever we want, whenever we want, just like in the Jetsons. I never saw George Jetson order an Uber. That is a free car service. We are meant to have the same thing as the Jetsons have. The Jetsons also have an orbital ring, and you cannot have an orbital ring and the government's way too violent and never stops having war. Are you kidding me? Can you imagine if there was like a war between high schools and they all like battled each other to the death? That's about the same thing the government's doing. They're fighting over resources and they're fighting over bodies. Nah. No more pillaging and conquering. No more government. And no more market economy. No more people eating junk because they can't afford to pay. No more people staying in their house because they gotta pay for experiences and they don't have any money, so they can't go anywhere. No more people staying dumb because it costs money to learn. Because if you want to go to a master, if you want to go to a class, you gotta pay every time. And we're pretty lucky. Let me tell you, as someone who really doesn't use money. Like, I am about to go to a hot yoga class, and those are really expensive. And I go like 4 or 5, sometimes more than that, times a week. And I either go when my friends teach, and they don't charge me, or I know the manager, or there's different scenarios where I do not have to use money. And I chose this way of being. Imagine if all of us chose to live this way. We would all fit in a little tiny nook, just like Daisy did. I'm telling you, if I don't gotta use money, I don't got money on me. If I had to buy something, I couldn't. Like, how many of you would feel naked if you couldn't buy anything, if you had nothing to buy anything with? Like, no money at all. How many of you would just feel like, oh, I can't travel, I can't eat, I can't go anywhere fun, I can't work out, I can't play? Like, what if we didn't have to pay? Think about every time you see an advertisement and your body secretes stress hormones in your body and it ages you and it stresses you out. That's what advertisements do. That is violence. And violence is on a spectrum. You know, the more you put stressors all over, those are violence. And you wonder why we're always so violent. Look at our TV shows, how violent they are. And look at our movies, how violent they are. These are addictions. So let us not do anything because of rules or laws. Let us be done with governors and leaders and rulers and borders. Let us not do anything because we are being paid. Because let me tell you something. If you're like, well, what do you get? Like, if you don't get money, what do you get? And you're probably just sitting there like, well, that sucks. I really love money. When I get money, I feel all happy. Why? Because when you get money, you could do stuff? Is that why you love it? Well, let me tell you about clout. Okay? Clout. Sometimes you don't even have to do anything to have a lot of clout. Sometimes you just being you because you're so cute. Like maybe you're a little child. And just because you're a little adorable toddler, everyone wants you to just play. No one is like, hey, little toddler, you need to earn your keep. You have to, like, contribute by doing this and this, and you need to go make some money for us. No, we're like, oh, toddler, you are so delightful. Like, let me do everything for you. Let me play with you. Oh, I can't play with you. Like, let me make sure someone is there to play with you. Well, what if we are all meant to be in that state? And the slavery starts like this. First we reverse it. We pay people to take care of our kids. We pay people to force them to learn. And when you're paying someone to do something, that means they don't want to do it. They don't want to do it completely because they have a boss telling them what to do. So they're not doing what they want to do. They're doing what their boss wants them to do. So they don't want to do it. So whenever we do something we don't want to do, we are always less loving and kind and caring because it is not coming from our heart. And I promise you, when we get rid of money, the new world that will emerge will be one of abundance. It will be one of joy. There will be so many teachers and so many students, so many givers, so many receivers, and so many creators, and there will be no shortage. And if there's a shortage, someone will just switch roles real quick. It's like, that's how it's supposed to be. We're not supposed to be forcing. That's an addiction. Government is our addiction to force. Government is our addiction to force and control and violence. Okay? That's government. That's an addiction. That is bad. Just like an alcoholic, stop it right now. Except you alcoholics, your addiction to government is destroying the whole world. It's making our oceans filthy. It's making us bomb entire ecosystems, forget about human lives. I'm sick and tired of hearing you talk about human lives. I don't give a fuck about human lives anymore. I want to care about all of life. Because what the hell is the point of being here if there's no other creatures? 98% of the wild is gone. And what is replaced is humans and the animals they raise. Why? So we could be bored and live in an ugly, barren planet that's meant to be bodacious and covered in food? And I'm just talking about California. Like, maybe every place is not meant to be covered in food. So we feed them. And we don't sell and we don't trade. I won't live in that world. I want us to live in the world like the toddler. Except where we're all toddlers, we all take care of each other. It's not true you gotta earn it. It's not true you gotta prove. We're here to take care of each other. We take care of each other. And no, you don't call the enforcers. No, you don't. You do a call to love, and we create a call to love ourselves because we show up. We create an app so community members come, or a phone number, do it however you want, probably on an app, and then you do a call to love. And no more cops. No more enforcers. No more city workers. No more arborists. You better believe the grandmas will guard, and we take care of the land. And we take care of each other. And it's not true that we need the government to take care of us. No! That's an addiction. No more. No more living under the boot of the government. No more. I want a world that's wild because we're wild. You want to be high tech? Well, this is going to be a high tech heaven on earth. We're going to be fully integrated into the high tech. This is not a regression. No, it is not. We will not go back to hunter-gatherers, although there will be hunting and gathering. I'm talking about a new human and a new earth. And we're not free. They could take away your kids. They took away my kids. Dylan, Rose, and Chris. And there's parents just like me, more than half of them, that have their kids taken out of the house, don't get their kids back. They start calling you mentally ill because you are having a healthy reaction to not having your kids. And just because you cry and text the social worker a lot, and text the social worker a lot,